Welcome to another edition of Ash2 Talk. Today we're going to preview the game of Leeds versus Newcastle, my predicted lineup, and a bit of a head-to-head. So let's get into it. 2-2. Thank you very much for watching. If you are new to the channel, please like and subscribe for more content like this. I will be releasing one of these every single time we play this season. It's nice to get a bit of a stat on previous encounters with our rivals in the Premier League. Let's get right into it on the head-to-head. So overall, in the tie, Newcastle have won 38 games, Leeds have won 35, and they've drawn 21 times. Doesn't say much other than we edged them out a little bit. That's over the whole history of this tie, so you've got to bear that in mind. It goes back to whenever they first played each other, which I didn't look at, so maybe put that in the comments. Second stat of note, our record at Elland Road in the Premier League is 7 wins for Newcastle, 4 draws, and 3 wins for Leeds. That's over a 2-to-1 ratio of wins in the Premier League era at Elland Road. It's one of our favourite places to go. I always used to think that when I was watching them when I was a teenager, that we always seem to sort of get a result against Leeds. But we've had some cracking games on the years, and it's not always gone our way, so I'm not going to troll just yet. What I want to put in there, though, that from 2003-2004 season to 2013-2014 season, that 10-year gap, the two sides did not meet in the Premier League at all. Leeds obviously were out of the Premier League for quite a while. We had stints of being in the Championship. We actually met in the Championship, but I've not included that in the stats, so even though we did win. We've only drawn on one occasion 0-0 since the Premier League was formed. We have only ever had a goalless draw once, and that was in December 2022, quite recently. There's goals. There's not only goals in this tie, so that says to me that really there will be goals again tomorrow. So fingers crossed. It's a lot for Newcastle, but we'll see. Newcastle are unbeaten against Leeds in the last 4 meetings between the teams. We've won 1, and I think we've drawn 3 in that time. There's not much to pick between us. I think our last win was a 1-0, and it was Elland Road. Chovy scored the winner, didn't he? So, and that was actually quite a vital goal in that season, because that was the season where we were fighting relegation. Eddie Howe's first season in charge, wasn't it? So, and then just as a little bit of a significant stat, Alan Shearer has scored more goals against Leeds than any other team in his career, with a total of 20. Yes, he did love playing against Leeds United, unfortunately, for Leeds fans. 20 times. I do remember, yes, I think he scored a hat-trick against you as well. But he used to always love banging them in for Newcastle. Do we wish he had him right now? Yes, we do. So, reading between the lines on what the head-to-head is telling us, we do have a decent record at Elland Road. So, if we can go into this tie and get an early lead, I think we could do potentially quite well. Leave off my prediction until the end of the lineup. So, I'm going to move over to that now, and what my predicted lineup is for tomorrow. And there's not going to be many shockers in there, but let's have a look anyway. Okay, so this is the team I've gone for against Leeds, and what I predict will be the overall lineup on the day. Pope stays in net. I know he didn't really do much in the Liverpool game. Again, Eddie Howe was a bit of a creature of habit. I wouldn't be surprised if Ramsdale does start, because there was a few instances where could Pope done better for the last goal in the 3-2? Don't know. Maybe could have closed it down quicker. You tell me. But he was rooted for both goals, or should I say 2 of the goals, which is a bit annoying. However, I do think he keeps his place, and he's going to keep his place until he makes a mistake, I think, or a proper mistake. In terms of the back 4, so Livermental's going to keep his place. I highly doubt he's going to change that. He's going to be in at left back. I think Hall obviously has got more minutes now. He had obviously more minutes against Liverpool. But Livermental will be there again. And congratulations, Livermental, on your call up to the senior squad again. You deserve it. You have been a mainstay in our squad. I love watching him play. The way he plays the game, like a bit of a modern fullback. He does like to get forward, and he will be supporting Barnes, which I've picked in the squad as well, in the game. And we'll see him bombing forward, no doubts, against Leeds. And we should have more of the ball against Leeds as well. So I can imagine us going down that left-hand side quite a few times in this game and opening them up, hopefully. So the back 4 for me is pretty much the same. So Burn He's going to keep his place. If you didn't have Bruno playing an absolute blind in last game, Burn would have been your man of the match. Because he put in a fine display against Liverpool. He was everywhere again. He is playing some of the best football I've seen of any defender at this moment in time. He is. He really is our mainstay. And he's one of the first names on the team sheet. And testament to him again. England call up. So that's 2 of our back 4 are both in the senior England squad. Who would have said that 5 years ago? Not me, that's for sure. I've put Shah in. Apparently, the head injury, as we were led to believe, he should have had a 12-day rest for concussion. However, that's not the case. I watched Eddie Howe's pre-match conference, and apparently he's been cleared. So Shah's fit to play. So knowing Eddie Howe is going to put him back in there. He's going to go with that experience again, isn't he? You could argue that Botman needs more time, and Chow came on and he did really well. Maybe it's just Eddie's way of easing him into the Premier League, and obviously Botman, he was saying that he missed the latter stages of pre-season, so he's not completely up to speed yet. And Leeds are going to come at us quite fast and furious. They're at home, and it's always an intimidating crowd at Leeds. Leeds are a lot like us when we play at home, really, aren't they? The crowd get right behind them. So we can't expect them to come on to us quite early in the game. And we do need that experience at the back to be able to deal with that, and cool heads will prevail. Speaking of Mr. Cool Heads, Trippier is going to be at right back. I can't imagine anyone else being there at the moment. Again, Hall could have come in for Livermore on the left and Livermore could go to the right. Hall's more or less up to speed, of course, Eddie Howe. Again, it would be nice to see him with more minutes. But Trippier, even for his age, he's still doing a really good job there. You can't fault him for effort. There was a couple of instances in the Liverpool game I was mentioning before the game that he needs to get forward a bit more. And he was. Ironically, his final pass was letting him down. Or the score could have been very, very different. He got his crosses right. But never mind. But yeah, Trippier, I can imagine he's keeping his place in that team and leaking up with down the right-hand side with Elanga, which we'll get to soon. Then in the middle, apparently, the injury to Tonali is not a dislocation. He's got some pain, Eddie out, and they're going to monitor that situation today. Final session of training, obviously, before the game of the weekend. If that's the case, and he wants to play, depending on his fitness, Tonali is, again, his first name on the team sheet. We've already without Joe Linton. So to lose Joe Linton and Tonali is a bit of a blow for us. That was more of a blow for us than anything, really, so far this season. I think Joe Linton's not as bad as he originally thought either, but he is going to miss another couple of weeks, or potentially back fresh from the international break. But Tonali, it would be good to see Tonali in the black and white tomorrow doing what he does best, which is tidying up and that link up with the rest of our midfield going forward. If not, I can see Miley filling in that role. Man needs to get more minutes as well. It would be nice to see him progress, because he had that he was forced into the team. He did really well, but he's not really featured since then. It might be the case of he may go on loan at some point this season. I can see that happening. I don't know what anyone's thoughts are on that. I don't know. He does need the minutes, and I think with the current squad the way it is, and Ramsey coming in, he might not get the minutes in our team. But then again, we have got a lot of games coming up, so there we go. However, I think Tonali, if he's fit, plays. Rest of the midfield, Ramsey is going to come in, I think, for Joe Linton. He's a bit of an unknown quantity for us Newcastle players. Obviously, we've seen what he did at Aston Villa. He's good going forward, and he's the type of player that Eddie Howe loves. He's quick, good midfield engine and brain on him. He's technically really good as well, and I can imagine he's gonna slot in nicely where Joe Linton would normally. Okay, he's not got the physical presence of Joe Linton that has in our team. He's certainly going to do a job helping out in defence, and importantly going forward. He does like to get forward, and it would be nice to see him linking in with through the middle or out wide, potentially creating goals or even scoring one himself. I've got a little sneaky suspicion that Ramsey is going to score at the weekend. Don't know why, but that's where you've heard it here first. I think Ramsey's going to score at the weekend. There we go. And it would be nice, wouldn't it? But yeah, I think he starts tomorrow, and good luck to him. I hope he does really well in the black and white. Who else but Bruno in the middle? Bruno again. He is. I keep saying it. I've said it about 3 times so far. He's the first name on the team sheet. There's no shadow of a doubt. The spine of our team is absolutely brilliant with Burns, Tonali, Bruno. Those 3 players, especially the way Burns playing, but the other 2, the world class players, Bruno and Tonali are world class. And Bruno, if he plays anything the way he did against Liverpool, then Leeds are in for a torrid time tomorrow. Oh yes, they are. I've said it previously on a couple of my videos now. Bruno, you can see it in his game. He's maturing more. The maturity is coming through in his play. And it's only just the tip of the iceberg for Bruno in terms of his pressure play, his overall passing ability, everything that he does, how he has done well, he's done in spurts over his Newcastle career. He'll have some games where he's amazing, and he'll have other games where he'll do the odd silly thing. But I think we're starting to see him putting it all together, and I can see him having an amazing season this season. He'll come into his own. I won't be surprised if he, by the end of the season, he'll be in the Premier League team of the season. I can imagine being in that, but it might be some people's pick for player of the season as well. I'm biased, obviously. If he plays the way he did against Liverpool, why not? Then we've got Barnes on the left. I think it's obviously going to be forced at the moment. You could argue that Barnes could play for the middle, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's going to keep him out on the left-hand side, linking in with the trio of Livramento, Ramsey and Barnes together, working down that left-hand side, left-hand channel. I want to see more from Barnes. I want to see more of him cutting inside. I want to see more shots from him. For me, he went missing a little bit in Liverpool. If there's anyone you could pick out of the performance against Liverpool, and it sounds like I'm being cruel, but I think Barnes, out of all our players, was the one that we've seen not enough from, or he didn't play the way he can. It sounds like a really harsh criticism there, but we know from Barnes he has got that potential to knock him in from anywhere, and that's what we need at the moment. We need some people. We need a player or any of our players to step up and bang in those goals. That's what we need. Now on the right hand side, I've got Elanga. He's keeping Murphy out of the team. It was a really good performance from Elanga. He was getting in all the right places. His pace, he's electric. Seeing it now as a Newcastle player, obviously I've seen the Nottingham Forest games from last season when he was playing, and he's quick, he's rapid. But seeing it obviously first hand now, because I'm watching obviously all the Newcastle games, he is so quick, and we need to exploit that more as much as we possibly can. Getting in good positions. It only takes one good ball into the middle, or to find him running through the middle. He should be starting banging those goals in, or setting up quite a few this season. I have no doubts he's going to come good. He's proved over the course of his career he's a good Premier League player, if not exceptional. We definitely got a lot more to come from Elanga this season. I hope he scores a hatful of goals and at least 10 assists. We'll see. That's what I'm hoping for from Elanga. In this game, he's going to have a bit more freedom, I think, because of the quality of opposition. But as the game progresses, the game opens up more, he's going to exploit them spaces at the back. If he exploits them as well as we know he can, I wouldn't count against Elanga getting a goal in this game. As Leeds get more and more into the game, and say we get to 30 minutes and it's 0-0, I think he's going to start to find more and more space, definitely, down that right hand side, and they should get punished. Him and Trippier linking up, we should punish them, get those balls in the box, even Elanga scoring himself. That's what I hope for. And then for the middle, yes, you could argue that it's a forced option at the moment, but I think he deserves his place. Now, he scored against Liverpool. He did what he had to do. He came off the bench with limited game time. He was in the right place at the right time, and he did what every good forward should do. He found the back of the net. It doesn't matter how they go in. He should be on cloud 9 from doing that and take that into this Leeds game. Yes, he's got a point to prove. I think this is a massive, massive game for Asula. If he can show Eddie Howe, look, you're in for strikers, which is fine, and we should be. We need them. But you've got me here I'm ready to step up to the plate. I'm ready to put my name in that hat. I'm ready to bang some goals in. And this is his opportunity. He needs to grasp it with both hands. He's a confident lad. From what I've seen of him, he's a very confident lad. He has got some ability, and we've yet to see it fulfilled. Limited time on the ball, limited time in the team. You could call it that. But Alanga and Barnes need to get the balls into Asula as quickly as possible. And I would like to see him, not in the channels. I don't want him seeing the channels. I want him seeing through the middle and being that, leading from the front man, closing down, and obviously ready to spin in behind, and he could get that breakaway goal. I would be absolutely delighted for him, and I hope it happens. That is my pick for the weekend. That is my team. There's no surprises in there, is there really? Let's be honest. A lot of it's forced changes. You could argue at the back, maybe we should go for something different, give someone else more game time, but I don't think Leeds away is the appropriate place to do that. Okay, the recently promoted team, but Elland Road, again, is one of those grounds. It's very much in the same league as what we are in terms of noise. The crowd are the 12th man. You don't want to be blooding someone at Leeds away. You really don't. You want to go with what you know. Okay, a couple of forced changes up front. That's where you can make the changes in this game. The people coming in, like Ramsey, for example, he's got Premier League experience anyway. He's a proven Premier League player. So there we go. So that concludes my team selection or predicted lineup for tomorrow. Do you agree? Do you think there's anyone that should be coming in? Could you argue that Murphy should be getting another chance in the team? He's not done anything wrong, really, has he? Let's face it. I mean, if he was there, I wouldn't argue with it. But I think we will go for that team tomorrow. Well, that sort of wraps up the team selection preview head-to-head video. I hope you've enjoyed watching me talk absolute shite for 20 minutes. And if you do like what you see, please hit that like and subscribe. Tell me what you think of the team for tomorrow. Is there anyone that I missed or anywhere you think we need to improve other than strikers before the window ends? Should we be looking at another midfielder maybe? We do have a lot, but you can always improve. And lastly, as my final thought, my predicted score for tomorrow, I'm going 2-0 to the mighty Toon. Yes! Hard fought, don't get me wrong. Very hard fought. But we will prevail with 2-0 to the Toon. Happy days. First win on the board. Away the lads. So that concludes my video for today. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time on Toon Talk. Bye for now.